Alright, so today we're looking at lesson 6.2 with compound interest. Who is it? It's Professor McStud. Alright, so why don't you come on in, Professor McStud? Alright, so today I'm going to talk about compound interest. Compound interest is really great because what happens is the interest that you earn gets put back into your account and you earn interest on that. So it's interest on top of interest. Lots of interest here. Lots of money. We're making lots of money. So, you see here, this is the formula here is a little bit different. So, whenever you get the answer for a compound interest, that's the amount that's in the account, not the interest earned. So, you got to subtract out how much you put in there to find out how much interest you actually earned. We're going to look and see how that works out here in just a little bit. Here's an example here. They put $2,000 in at 5.5%. For 5 years. They plug it all in. The interest earned was $613.92. $613.92. But the total amount that's in the account is right here. So you'll see they had to subtract out how much they put in there to find how much they earned back. All right, so let's look at this. We're going to compare the compound and simple interest here after 6 years for $4,000 and 3.75%. So for compound interest, our formula is A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the T power. So that's a little exponent. On simple interest, I is equal to P R T here. So we need to figure out what P, R, and T is. So P is a principal, how much you put in. $4,000. You go to the bank with $4,000 and you say, I'm going to put this into account. They say, all right, well, our interest rate is 3.75%. And so you're saying, oh, man, that's so great. And then the next thing you're going to say is, how long do you want to leave this money in there? So we're going to decide to leave this in there only for 6 years. So that's going to change a little bit of your outcome, how long you leave your money in there. Remember that 3.75% as a decimal is 0.0375. So make sure that's the number that you plug in there. So when we look at this, for the principal, we have $4,000, so that's what P, and we have 1 plus 0.0375 raised to the 6th power. Plug that into your calculator, you get 4988.71. So $4,988.71. That's so great. What? I just doubled my money. Actually not. That's how much is in the account. Remember, we're talking about compound interest. So to figure out how much interest you earned after that one, you got to subtract your original amount, how much you actually put in there, and you find out that you made $988.71. Now, for the simple interest here, we are going to have I is equal to $4,000. 4,000 times 0.0375, that's my interest rate, times 6. Plug that all in. This is going to show you how much interest you earn. You earn $900 with simple interest. So you can just see a small amount, short amount of time, that compound interest is going to be more, $88 more than the simple interest. So obviously this would be one that you'd want to look into as far as putting your money in and watching it grow. Remember that money tree we're talking about is planted in the bank. So the compound interest is going to earn more. Let's look and see what this looks like with a little bit smaller amount in the next example and shorter amount of time, but higher interest rate. So we have $1,000, 3 years, 4.25%. We're going to be comparing the compound and simple interest again. Remember, compound interest is A is equal to P times 1 plus R to the T power. And then simple interest is I is equal to PRT. So over here we have the principal, how much you put in, $1,000. You go to the bank with $1,000 in your hand, you put it in the bank. Their rate is 4.25%. which as a decimal is 0.0425. Don't forget about that, making that a decimal. And then your time, how I'm going to leave it in there for 3 years. So quite a long time to watch your money grow, but it does grow. So if 1,000 times 1 plus 0.0425 raised to the third power, you're going to get $1,132. $1,132.99. So remember, that's great. That's how much is in the account. Remember, so what happens is after the first year, they put the interest back in on top of the principal and recalculate. And after the second year, again, do that again. So that's kind of what this does. And so if I subtract out the original 1,000 that I put in there, I made $132.99. That's my interest. That is I here. All right, so for the second equation here, we have P, so $1,000 times our rate, 0.0425, and then times 3. Multiply all that all together, you get 127.50. So again, in dollars. So again, you can see that simple interest, you're not going to earn as much. That's a little bit closer. You know, you're looking at, maybe like a, $5 or $6 difference on that. But, in the grand scheme of things, $5 or $6 in a little amount is not that much difference. So, that always, more than likely, your compound interest is going to be more. Remember, when you find compound interest, when you're just finding the interest, you got to subtract back out the principal because your answer is given to you and how much money is in the account at the ending balance. For the simple interest, you got to add back in the principal. So that's what I have for you for compound interest.